All right, one more thing. So I mentioned this in our blockMesh tutorial. So I've discovered that SimScale actually is a little bit picky about the file formats that appear. So if I were to, using this Pitts Daily Steady, we generated a bunch of output files. Let me go take a look at our mesh here for a second. So these are the files that actually, ultimately what's going to happen here when we go to upload our mesh is we are going to select the constant, system, and I think the 0 folder is also required, like the initial condition folder. And what we'll do is we'll compress these into a zip file and we'll upload them to SimScale. I found that when you upload this directly, the way that it's generated in OpenFOAM directly to SimScale, you'll get an error. Let me share that to you right now. All right, so this is a SimScale test case that I made for uploading meshes just to check. So like you can see, this is a nice mesh that I generated with the block mesher. So if I try to upload a mesh, so if I click, so for example, just in the geometry, you can try and drag and drop a zip file over. So let me pull my Pitts Daily. So I've zipped it up. I'm gonna drag it over. And first it'll ask you what the file format is, because there's not actually a file format attached to a zip file. But if I click on OpenFOAM at the bottom and try and import it, I found that it generally will fail. Please fail after, yeah, there we go. It says some of the header of some of the mesh files is incomplete. Now obviously, like, we actually ran this in OpenFOAM and it ran. So I know that mesh can work, but SimScale is a lot more picky than OpenFOAM is. So here's how you fix that. So this is in the tutorial document. So what we need to do is we need to go into our bash.rc file one more time. So we had to do this when we were setting up our Linux system for OpenFOAM. We need to do it again. So let's go to our default directory. So that's the cd tilde, so change directory to our default directory, and then we need to open up our bash.rc file, .bashrc, and we need to copy and paste this really nasty looking set of things here. I'll tell you why in a second. So I just copy and pasted it. Even though it looks really long in the Google document, it's actually only one line of code. It's just like a really nasty looking one. And then you can Control O will write it out, meaning save it, and then Control X will close the file. Okay, why did we just do that? What is this thing? So let's take a look at what before I show you what that bash.rc file is, let's go in and take a look at some of our mesh files. So that's constant, and then in here, let's go to, like, let's say the boundary. Let's open that with a text editor, normal text editor. So what happens is that in this header that's up here, this foam file, it's expecting a version number. So currently it's written inside the comments, but there's like nothing actually written here about like the version number. It's not even used, but SimScale likes to see it. So watch this. So let's close this. So now we just updated our bash.rc file. Let's reload our bash.rc file using the source command, bash.rc. If you don't know how to do this, you can always close the shell and reopen it as well. That'll work. And then let's go back and rerun that Pitts Daily case. So let's go into the Pitts. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Where are we right now? Yeah, we'll go into the OpenFOAM demo and into the Pitts Daily case, and then we'll actually run the blockMesh again. So now, okay, sorry, important. What it just did was, okay, so if we run blockMesh, that's what we did before. It'll run like OpenFOAM's normal block mesher, and it works. It runs in like a few seconds, but this does not actually add the correct header information that SimScale is expecting. So what this command over here did was it actually created a new command called blockMesh SimScale that is the blockMesh command. So it runs the blockMesh command, And then it goes into all the files that were created, like boundary, points, faces, owner, blah blah blah, and it basically looks for the header and adds version whatever it is 13 to the header. So now what I really needed to do was run blockMesh SimScale, and now when I go into those files, let's go back into those files. Now if I go to those files, you'll see, lo and behold, it has added the word version 13.0 into all these files. And now when I go to, so now I've got to, let's get rid of this old one. I need the 0, the constant, and the system file. If I zip these up into a file, so compress, and then I upload these to SimScale, choose the file format to be OpenFOAM, and import. 3, 2, 1, go. And come on, SimScale. There we go. Okay, so now it's uploaded the mesh, and you can kind of see, like, it's kind of like an interesting mesh that they created here. It's like very fine right in this region. But so this is a block meshed, what do you call it, mesh that was uploaded from SimScale into here. You can actually do this with any mesh. It doesn't have to be a block mesh created one, but any mesh that was created in OpenFOAM can be uploaded to SimScale, but you have to add those headers.